They got problems.
I didn't think after a game like that you'd go, yeah, we got to fire Berube, but they did.
I know, they did. And the game was actually kind of crazy. And Chaser at the beginning talking about it, talking about his cancer and whatnot. So it was kind of an emotional game right off the bat. And back and forth. And then I went to bed. And then I got up at 4:30. I'm like, dang, D, dog. Kate's like, what? I go, Chief got fired. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I really wasn't. We talked about this a couple days ago. I go, he's probably a little mild under there. You know, like
warm.
when you put
warm.
the heating on in your car and you press a button.
I said it was a hot
It's
plate.
a little warm.
And it's warm now.
It's warm. And then you get through this year because your lineup's your lineup and there's not much you can do. And then next year, if you come out and you're dragging ass, first 10 games, 7 to 10 games like we talked about, then there it is. But wow. Very surprising, Charlie Mull. You're pointing at me.
Question.
What up?
So the press release hits my email at 11:15.
Yeah.
It takes a while to write up a press release to figure all this out. When do you think they decided to actually fire him?
When the guys left, when everybody cleared out, probably.
So you think in the 2 hours between the end of the game?
When Army,
I'm saying, do you
Army
think
probably
they-
had this already set up.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm curious about.
Well, they weren't going to fire him after a win.
No, not after a win on cancer. You know, like there's stuff
Probably thought,
Yeah.
if they have a performance that ticks me off,
I know.
we're going to pull the trigger.
if they crap the bed tonight, 4 straight, two of those against Chicago and gosh dang Columbus, an ass whooping on both of them, by the way. If you really break it down, they kicked your ass, and the best player didn't even do anything. And so I bet you he's like, okay, if things go down tonight, not the way I wanted to, it's going to happen. And things didn't go the way he wanted to. So he probably just wait till everybody clears out, and he probably went down there. But I wonder how that conversation went. Do you think Craig Berube was surprised? I know we had a couple tweets and a couple people. Martin Kilcoyne said that he texted Berube right afterwards. He's like, hey, man, on to new things. Or what?
All good.
All good, on to new things. Something simple. And, and that's probably Chief playing the game, too. Don't get me wrong.
You're going to get another job, so you don't want to burn a bridge.
But I wonder how that conversation was. Because Chief's probably like, well, what do you want me to do here? What do you want me to do?
So here's my question, because I'm watching the game last night. They had a little fire. It wasn't that. They just aren't good enough. It's the roster. But is there problems in the dressing room that we don't know about that came to a head? Because there are some guys who are underperforming. I think the number one guy that comes to mind is Kyrou, right, who you invested in.
Yes.
And is that you're thinking, I got to do something to get this guy going, and he doesn't get along with the head coach? I don't know.
The kids are getting a little bit younger, man. Maybe they just – and Berube, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're not performing, he ain't easy to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, I could see where he could rub some guys the wrong way. But, suck it up is my mantra, but not theirs probably. So they think differently. And maybe they did. Maybe they have turned their head away from him and kind of blocked him out a little bit. I don't know the internals on that. I don't see it every single day.
Well, if you're scoring more goals shorthanded than you are on the power
That's
play,
another thing, too.
You got problems.
Or your shorthanded play is amazing.
It is, actually.
Who's their shorty coach?
Probably Mike Weber.
No, so, look, I think Craig Berube, fantastic dude. Obviously, the only guy to ever bring a cup here. It doesn't surprise me that much just because in the NHL, I feel like the shelf life of even great, even Hall of Fame coaches, It just seems to be about 6 years.
Hitch.
And exactly. I'm not saying it's fair at all. We talked about this with Ollie. The GM, the president of hockey operations, Army's not going to fire himself. You can't really fire the players. You can make a couple ancillary moves with guys. You can trade a Bortuzzo. You can trade people on the fringes. But your core players, if you're not getting the most out of them, it's just easier to fire the head coach. It's not fair, but I think Craig Berube understands this business, and he will get another job. He'll probably get another job, hell, as an interim at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
I'll bet this year.
I bet this year, too, actually.
To me,
like right now, somebody fires their coach and hires him immediately.
Like an Ottawa fires DJ Smith. Like, talk about being on the hot seat. That cat's holding on by a string.
If the way I look at it, I understand shelf life and all that, and sometimes a message gets stale. But I look at the roster, and I look at Drew Bannister. I don't know much about the guy they're elevating into the head coaching position.
Killer will break him down for you.
I just don't know with this roster if you're better by firing Berube. Like in the past, when they've made changes, they had a better team that was underperforming. Now, maybe I don't know hockey. I just think that, yeah, this team could be better, but even so, I don't think that they're this juggernaut by any stretch, and I'm just not so sure they're better by firing Berube.
I agree. You're also looking at, we know in the NHL, the profit margins are not great. And for the Blues, you spend the cap. It's not a huge market. You can't really not make the playoffs 2 years in a row. It's not sustainable to operate like that. So even though it's not fair, sometimes you fire someone and it wakes everybody else up.
Yeah.
You know, it is a huge wake-up call to everyone in the room.
Well, it's happening now around the NHL as well. Like, look at Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, even Minnesota. I mean, there's some teams that fired their coach, and now they get that extra spark. How long does it last? To be determined. But
that's the point. Can it spark this particular team the way it's built right now? Can it spark this team to being that much better?
This team's not supposed to be that good. Even the Army came out at the beginning of the year and said, yeah, we're going to try to squeak into that third spot. We'd like to be there, you know. Okay. Edmonton Oilers were front runners and won the damn Stanley Cup, and they were terrible. Minnesota needs to take a next step, although they got $15 million in dead money because of Zach Parise and Gary. Could you imagine this team had to deal with that salary cap hit? Holy God almighty, brutal. But yeah, I don't like where'd this all stem from? Like, if you look back on it, when they didn't sign Petro, I was even saying, yeah, okay, you know, you don't want to cave into anybody. But then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, dude.
Well, think
Your
about
catalyst back there. I mean, it wasn't even that far apart.
Think about it. What is the identity of this team? I don't know. We
it?
don't have one. When you had Petro, it was a defensive team.
Yes.
So you are suddenly without their best defensive player, if not one of the best in the entire league, and the defense has never been the same since.
I know.
And you've been scrambling to find an identity.
I know. And then you got guys, like you had guys that you could have had for cheap, too, like a Wallman who's dominating right now. We just saw that performance last night. Like, he's fast. He's playing great up in Detroit. Like, he truly is. He didn't cost much money. I know he just signed. But, like, you could have gave him that money, didn't deal with the Krug thing, didn't have to even deal with the Falk thing, maybe tie in a couple other guys, keep Vinny Dunn. I mean, there was a lot. There's a lot that went on, and a lot of these guys are performing at a high level somewhere else. So
who's that on?
I know. The big boy.
That's the thing. I've always said this. We always talk about managers and head coaches in different sports. To me, it is always way more about who is buying the groceries. It's about the president of hockey ops, GM, whatever their title is. To me, this is way more on Army. And look, Army's had a great run here.
Yeah.
Last couple years, not great. So he knows that. And Stillman can't be happy either.
I know.
But again, it's just easier to fire a head coach. And you can try it. I'm not saying it's going to work, but maybe you wake the room up. I don't think they're going to win the Stanley Cup like they did in 2019, but the Blues are also looking at, hey, we did this 6 years ago and we won the Cup. Now, I don't think they think they're going to win the Cup, but it's hard to say, oh, you can't wake up a team when they literally did that and won the Stanley Cup 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, with a completely different roster.
I get that.
Completely different roster.
I just don't think the upside with this roster. The upside with that roster, we saw what it was.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people thought that that's what they could be.
We're all
certainly
confused.
better than they were playing at the time. This one might be who they are.
I'm not confused when I watch them and when they lose. I'm like, I know exactly what they're not doing. I know exactly what they are doing. That team in 2019, we were all like, what is going on here? They were loaded, and we all knew that. And we're like, but they weren't doing it until they did. So I look at it differently, man. I look at this team, and I'm just like, meh. I'm like, okay. They don't really have a superstar. They're not that deep. The defense, are iffy at best. Torrey Krug's looking around like, what am I doing? Like,
how many times
paying him $6.5 million.
do guys get behind the defense, which is an issue we suspected would be a problem that would be ongoing, and it's come to fruition.
And another thing is, too, and my old coach, Kenny Plackey, when I posted that cute picture of me,
Adorable
little Satan is
I
what
didn't
I
like
am.
it. Aaron thought it was adorable, too.
Satan child.
There's
is what
nothing
I was.
adorable about that.
No.
Savage
Savage,
teenager.
horrible
You
human.
look like an apple pie-faced little boy.
No. Anyway,
Yeah, steal your girlfriend.
Kenny, what's up? Yeah.
Steal your wife, maybe.
Hurt your son.
Hurt your son. Put him in the hospital.
He goes,
And not
"What up?"
even say I'm sorry.
Nope. What about the assistant coaches? Power play, those kind of guys, too. Like, is this a lot on Stevie Ott, too? I mean, the power play is a big reason why they're not winning games.
Didn't they clean house assistants coming into this year?
Yeah, remember Craig McTavish and Van Ryan? It's been a hot mess.
And by the way, in comparing it to the Cup team, I'm not saying they win the Cup, but if you talk about what's the ceiling for this team, Army can rightfully think, and maybe Stillman too, that, okay, the ceiling for this team is not the Cup, but it shouldn't be miss the playoffs.
No.
So to them, their hope is a new coach, instead of being on the outside looking in of the wild card and missing the playoffs again, they think the perfect mix, you squeeze into a wild card or the third spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll see what this Drew Bannister guy is all about. Don't know much about him.
Can I ask Cole what his take is?
What's up,
'Cause he's-
baby? What's your take?
Oh, man.
I'd like you to be participating.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. What I would say is we didn't miss the playoffs, so we still have jobs. Thank God. You missed the playoffs one time, you're out of there, apparently.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a long time.
I mean, they were dealers at the deadline last year. They weren't very good. Now, I'm not saying that Craig Berube was necessarily the solution to their problems, but I don't know. I thought that was a rather short leash, much like everybody else did.
And you're the guy that's more drastic with your takes, I think, than the rest of the dais. And even you are a bit perplexed by this.
I am. One missed playoff appearance
You know what I'm
since
pissed at?
since the Cup?
You know what I'm pissed at?
What?
What
Was
started?
that you just interrupted Cole?
Sorry, Cole.
No, it's okay. Hey,
You know what I'm pissed at?
What,
I'd love
Cam?
to know.
What do you think?
Tyler O'Neill and the way Ollie handled it got Berube fired?
There's a connection, but something started us a couple years ago.
Rob Reiner.
COVID.
Yes.
COVID.
That's, I think,
pisses me off.
That's also, it's not just about the last year and a half. It's also, look, everybody knows you're not going to win the Cup every year.
Yeah.
But it is also a downward trend. And I agree with you. COVID screwed up what could have been, I don't want to say dynasty. I don't like to throw that word out there. But if COVID doesn't hit,
Man.
it wouldn't shock you if the Blues won another one. Because
know.
they were rocking and rolling until COVID hit. And then after it, in the bubble, they never found it. It's true. It's 100% true. Weren't they the best team in the NHL?
Yes.
They had just won the Cup, and I think they were the best record or points or whatever the hell it was. They were right up there that year. COVID hits, and they never got it back.
Never got it back.
From an elite standpoint.
COVID.
If they rolled the dice and paid Petro and sacrificed on the edges elsewhere, I think they'd be in a different place now, too.
I know. Like, you didn't have to get maybe the Falk or the Krug, and you could have slid Walm in there. I mean, there's a couple, a lot of these people, a lot of these kids that you kind of turned away, like a Klim Kostas.
That was your identity, right? That was your identity.
Yeah, man.
They don't have that anymore.
Tim Van Gelder. Chalk up Jordan Kyrou's first pelt, coach killer. Armstrong built this roster, and Chief takes the fall. F these guys.
Yeah. Kyrou and Army are taking a beating today pretty hardcore. The fans are not happy. They're not happy with Kyrou either. Man, sometimes Kyrou looks awesome. Like, I watch him, I'm like, God, there you are. There you are. Wait, there you are. Okay. Now you're flying around, spinning off guys. Da, 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 da. And then he gets the puck on the wall, and he's like, meh. And he loses it, and he's like, oh, and he kind of mope. Yeah, dude. No wonder. If you really watch him, man, like, God, some spurts, he's flying. Then you're like, oh, you didn't get the puck off the wall twice in a row. You got hemmed in twice in a row for 2 minutes
If you look at things that may have expedited his departure, Berube's departure, Kyrou's one of them.
No doubt.
I mean,
Now, how was that relationship? I bet you.
I'd like to know.
I bet you it wasn't good. I bet you.
Time for Cole to go down there and do some reporting.
We need
Yeah.
some answers.
I'll get you.
How was that? How was Kyrou and Berube?
I'll stick the boom mic right above him.
Now, were you concerned about this morning that the first segment would be something along the lines of shampooing?
Shampoo and soap. I thought we may settle that debate once and for all. Are you a Dove Men Plus Care? Or are you an Irish Spring?
Ooh, Irish Spring.
I thought we really had
Damn
to settle
good.
that.
Head and Shoulders 2-in-1.
Yeah, that,
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, the Troy Polamalu and Patrick Mahomes commercials. Love them.
I just get it because it's cheap. And it's 2-in-1.
I wish this Army presser was like now. I just want to hear what he's going to say.
They're purposely waiting till our show's over.
I know.
Because they know we're going to get down there and hold people accountable.
Big time.
Yes.
Including you, Cole.
Oh, yeah.
But even at the beginning of that game, though, man, like Chaser did. You got that clip of Chaser? You guys just want to play this
I have
real
that one. I
quick?
do not have the other one because I could not find the edited version, but I do have this.
Hey Blues fans, it's Chaser here. Tonight as we continue our charitable efforts in the fight against cancer with our Blues Hockey Fights Cancer Night, take a moment to recognize and celebrate the 25th anniversary of the 14 Fund and Blues for Kids. With so many members of our family been affected by this disease over the years, and most recently our buddy Lieutenant Colonel Caruso, the Plaguers, the Kelly families, Ari, Colin, and of course Doug Wickenheiser. For 25 years together, we've been resilient and have fought for each other, and we won't stop. Now, I've had plenty of fights in this arena, and I always ended up on the right side of them because of your support, and it's never gone unnoticed, trust me. Now, after recently being diagnosed with leukemia, I need you more than ever. So with the support of you, my Blues family, I'm up for the biggest fight of my life. Now let's win a hockey game.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, you missed the best part.
Oh, I got to cue up the... I thought that was done. All right, here we
You know
go.
what he's going to say his saying?
And hey, buddy, I ain't going anywhere.
Love
There
it.
you go.
Love it.
Damn.
That was emotional.
That was.
Paid off on the T.
That was, man. God. Ooh. Anyway.
What a night.
What a night, man.
What a swing of emotions.
It is.
It really is.
People are pissed, dude.
Especially when the majority of the dais went to bed and had sweet dreams.
I know.
Well, look, it was 11:15. The press release hits, and I fell asleep to a cult documentary,
Yeah.
No, that's all.
which we can break down also.
I watched.
Jonestown?
I watched the game. Like
I know.
You could watch the game and then have no inkling that this is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, right? I mean,
Fabry to Husso to Wallman. I mean, Perry didn't even play. Like, your old team beat you. You know? That sucks.
I understand, though. I think the interesting part is when you kind of just take the temperature of the fan base, and I'd love to hear from folks on the text line and call in 855-282-8255.
Call in, yeah.
Nobody's really, I don't want to say nobody, but people aren't mad at Berube, I'm seeing.
Not at all. No.
You know,
Not
it's
at all.
not, and I hate to always compare the sports, but I feel like Berube, people understand that this is the business. They've won a cup with him. This roster isn't fantastic. Doug Armstrong, who's done great things here, but this is not a great roster. And to me, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but look, I know Robert Thomas is playing fine, but when you just look at a salary capped league and the percentage of money that's going to Kyrou Thomas, if those two together, if they're not just winning players, we're not just talking about stats, winning hockey players, the Blues aren't going to be good for the entirety of their contract if they're not good. Think about it.
No, I know.
Because you can't pay dudes 8.5 like that, and you can't take up that percentage of the cap if you are not guys who are helping you win games every single night. That's going to be what it comes down to. Can Bannister unlock those guys to have you win hockey games?
Yep.
And even though it's not fair, I understand why a Stillman or an Army together go, look, we have to do something right now to try and save this season. We can't go 2 years in a row without making the playoffs.
Nope. You
So,
can't.
Our friend Brennan Schaefer, who's mentioned on this show, probably more than anyone, and may very well replace me when I'm fired for the 15th time on the dais.
Hopefully.
He did a poll. Did you giggle at that, Cole? That one hurt a little. That giggle got me right here.
Cole.
He did a poll last night, not scientific, but instant reaction from the fans. And the question was, do you approve of the Berube firing? 83% said no, 17 said yes, 1,200 plus votes.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Gino chimes and goes, Craig Berube, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Despite what everyone is saying, he clearly lost a room. An Army had to make this move. There could be some truth to that, you know?
It could be, but
There could
think
be some
about it.
truth
But
to that.
And I trust me, I feel all of that. But even if he had the room, would this roster be that much better? Is this?
I don't think so.
Is this an extension of losing the room, or is it? This is kind of what you got.
Well, I
think that's the question.
They play tomorrow night. Drew Bannister, let's see what you can do. Can you spark these guys? Can you talk to Kyrou? Can you unlock Kyrou? Army clinging to his job with this move. Too many players are soft and mentally weak. This isn't on Chief. Chief did a hell of a job keeping this team at 500. Ryan in the 618. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, he's getting looked at right now. You know, if you really look and see what went down the last couple of years, like things aren't panning out with some of his big decisions. They're just not. You know. We're going to have 2 St. Louis coaches fired this season. Ollie isn't going to make it past the All-Star break. Cam, if the power play wasn't an absolute shite show, would Otter have been made the interim? I don't think so. But that's a problem. Like, you know, you got to hang your hat on something, and like that's your go-to is the power play, and it's abysmal. It's second in the league, the second worst in the league, next to
who was it?
Washington.
A texter? Or was it someone that we were quoting? Who said the power play isn't all that important?
Probably Hockey Bob. I mean, God dang it. Where is he anyway? I'm surprised he hasn't.
He was banned.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's driving to Memphis. Don't you think there's something to this as well? And again, I don't know exactly in up-and-coming coaches, the hierarchy, but don't you think there's also something to, even if you went with anybody internally that's on the staff now. Now, clearly, Bannister, internal, but not on the Blues NHL staff. There's also something to, okay, if you don't really like the culture of what's going on with this team, giving it to an assistant coach who's already here doesn't change things nearly as much as bringing a new guy in. Even though he's in the organization, bringing in somebody from somewhere else to kind of totally change things.
Yeah.
I can see why Stillman and Army go, okay, if we give it to an assistant, it's kind of the same deal.
Yeah. Same talking points, same everything, same practice. You know, maybe they change up a couple things, but you're dealing with the same thing.
What if they brought in a name coach who Blues fans know? Now, Q has some issues that he dealt with. But what if I'm just saying, a guy like that, would that have changed your view of this move? If let's say Q didn't have that baggage that he's probably still going to have to explain or maybe sit out a little. I don't know.
Oh, that would be.
But all of a sudden they bring back Q. Would that change?
Was that call made, do you think?
I think he has to still get reinstated by the league, so there's a couple steps still for him. But I think somebody's going to take a chance on him. No doubt about it.
You think, Charlie? I think that you think a call was.
No. I think they're looking at Drew Bannister, who's done a good job down there, and they're going to be like, let's see what he could do with some of these young kids, because we're going to have to be dealing with some of these young kids, too, if all these other players don't pan out as well. Is Kapanen going to be around? You know what I mean? Verana's already gone, so you're going to have to fill some spots. Yeah, they're going to see what he could do for the rest of the year, in my opinion. But then you regroup, and you go from there. But there's going to be some firings coming up here around the league, so.
Where's Davis Payne?
He's an assistant coach. Dude, he's a winner. When he left,
he wasn't that great here.
I know.
Because you chirped him too much about his car.
I know.
You guys didn't respect him.
He had a Subaru.
You didn't respect your coach.
He had a Subaru.
So?
I didn't chirp him.
You didn't respect your coach.
Walt did, though. Subaru boy, that's what he called him. Good, so god-awful.
You guys ate him alive.
I know.
You scarred him.
I know.
We played the interview of him. We played the interview 5 years after he was gone. Mo Drummond was interviewing him. Mo wasn't even there anymore.
That's funny, dude.
Don't you think, though, with Bannister?
Yeah.
So let's just say hypothetically, whether it was a Q or some other big-name coach that they thought they could get in the offseason. You're also, in a way, though, you're rolling the dice anytime you bring somebody in, a new coach, because if he has success, if the team goes off, you basically got to hire him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, who's going to play the role of someone who knows a lot about Bannister? Because it ain't me.
Well, let me tell you.
He played show.
Someone has to.
Coin broke it down.
Yeah, someone has to play the role of someone who knows a lot about.
We were watching Killer this morning, and they asked him, and Jimmy and I looked at each other like, I wonder if he knows about Bannister. And he played it cool. He's professional, man.
Well, off the top of my head, I think he played 20 years, including 164 NHL regular season games. I think it was the Lightning, the Oilers, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks and the New York Rangers, I believe.
Sounds right.
Thank you, Charlie.
And then he played in the league I played in over in England, and he was a player coach.
Ooh.
Just
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Yeah. Charlie hasn't gotten that far into the
Yeah,
top of his head.
exactly.
No, that was the end, actually. I was trying to get to his
I know.
coaching.
That was the last
Yeah, that's when he
paragraph at the
started
top
coaching.
of his head.
He was a player coach. That's how it all started in the English league.
And he's from Belleville. Belleville, Ontario.
Yes.
Not Belleville,
No,
Illinois.
Belleville.
No,
No,
just
I was
count
gonna
him, though.
say,
He's a Belleville
yeah.
guy? He's a Belleville guy.
Is Berube going to get a statue?
Someday, yes. They're first.
In
yes.
his army?
The whole team. I know we've talked about this before. No. No, I'm serious. That Blues team was about the team. The statue should be a bunch of guys. It should be Petro
I know
and
the-
Berube and Army and Binnington and O'Reilly.
A
Pick whoever.
statue of a Stanley Cup.
No, it should be 5 to 7 guys hoisting the cup. That should be the statue.
Or
Which
could-
5 to 7?
I just named
or
5.
You just said it's about the team.
Tarasenko.
There's a ton
Pat
of
Maroon.
yeah. Who are you going to get? There's a ton
Why
of
do you hate Maroon?
there's a
Why do
ton
you hate
of
St. Louis?
paintings of them celebrating that are painted on our like alumni room and stuff like that. You could draw out a sculpture
Yeah.
of that of all the guys. It'd be really difficult. I don't know where you'd put it. Be huge.
I want a statue, and then sort of in the background, the towel guy.
Talman.
That's funny, dude. Isn't that something? He jinxed it. He screwed over Berube, having a towel man on the side of the damn building.
They have not won since.
I know.
You know what, though? You make a great point. COVID destroyed the
It did.
momentum
It-
of a quasi, we could call it a potential mini dynasty.
They were going to win it, dude.
They might have. You never know. They were rock and rolling. First place.
And then then they went to the bubble, and they're all depressed. And then Army and Petro started fighting with each other, and then it was downhill from then.
Petro.
There it is. Petro.
It's Petro.
It is.
It's Petro.
And even at
They made
time, I'm like,
they
I-
made a business decision,
I
and
stood
it
by
was
him.
the wrong one.
But hold on. I know they wouldn't give all of the bonuses that he wanted for tax purposes, but would he have stayed here? If they offered him the perfect contract,
Yes.
he would have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was very pissed about the whole situation.
yeah, he was not happy. He
Big
wanted to
time. And he even got pissed at Andy and I for talking about it and stuff like that, and they kind of screwed us up. We're going to try to get him on, and then that ruined it. But no, he was pissed. You know?
That's it.
I know.
That's where
And
it went
I
south.
backed Army at the time because I'm like, okay. Now I'm like, no, man.
Cam, what-
Like, wow.
Cam,
I
what was
watched him the other day.
What was the
Yeah,
key?
There it is.
Bennington, but also needs help. What was the key to that team and the run? They played defense.
Sonny.
It was Petro and Bo, and then Parayko and Edmondson, and you couldn't get by those guys. Like, you couldn't. Then you had Bertuzzo and Gunny, they played just solid.
Long sticks.
Vinny Dunn. You had Vinny Dunn. He's making $7.5 million. You guys were loaded. They were loaded, man. That's when J-Bo was fine. J-Bo was a first pick overall back in the day.
That's who they were. And you look. The key to that.
Look what Petro did in even the final game. He stripped it from Marchand, goes down, dangles a guy, goes back with 2 seconds left, backhand shelf. Like, what? Like, he took that game over. He took over every single game. Go back and watch some of those games, man, from 19. There's sometimes on on NHL Network. He had the puck the whole game. Blocking shots, breaking plays up.
And he played the whole game.
The whole game. He's Pronger. You know?
So
You
that's
have
it.
that, dude.
So let's build a statue of Petro.
Yeah, no doubt. Man,
He may get 2.
man, oh man.
One in Vegas, too.
Somebody's like, the Blues have missed the playoffs 10 times in history. Everybody makes it. Oh, yeah, tell Buffalo Sabres that. They haven't made the playoff in 13 years. Think about that.
Cheap chokers.
My God. So Army fires the coach because the coach isn't able to coach the crap-ass roster Army put together. Stupid. Rocco Director Rooter.
What's Army's contract sit you?
I don't know.
Let me look that up.
Put a statue of Laura Brenigan instead.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't know she was dead because there's a Twitter account of her, you know?
Hey, is Killer coming back on Channel 2, or is this the earlier phone call?
Is he going back on?
I'm guessing, knowing how local TV does business, they're going to run that thing about 47 times.
Yeah. And Andy's tweet. Oh, there's Army right there.
Should we say, okay, so is this morning?
I don't know. Is that
I
this
don't
morning?
think so.
No, I think that's
way.
just a tease.
Yeah, okay. Damn. I'm like, turn it up. Good luck to any coach that's coming in with Army's mess of a roster. It's time for Stillman to wise up and fire the real reason this team is crap. Spartan 4-4.
It is funny how you go from hero to the problem.
Remember, even we were talking, we're comparing Mode, Army, and stuff like that. People like Army. Ooh, not anymore.
Question, though.
Right as of right now, maybe things could change, but
Plus, fans love Berube. No one's putting this on Berube.
I know. What are you gonna say?
So
Charlie?
Army signed a 5-year extension. This article is from September 25th, 2021, from JR. Don't you think the Petro thing? At the end of the day, Stillman owns the team. So if you wanted to give all of the different bonuses and whatnot, that also comes down to the owner. If you say, I know you have what you're supposed to do, and hey, we don't like giving out these no trades and no movements and these bonuses so these guys can get more money for tax purposes and all that. But at the end of the day, Stillman's the owner, and Stillman hires Army.
Unless Army says, look, I got a blueprint of where we're going from here, and I'm telling you,
He's not the boss, though.
You can't invest all that money and put it in this bucket because we're not going to have enough horses around him to get it done, and maybe you listen to that. I don't know.
No, clearly you can listen, but at the end of the day, this is why even with Mozeliak, the owner, you own the team. You are the man. Okay, these guys are your employees. We all love Army, but Army is an employee of the ownership group, of which Tom Stillman is the chairman. He's the boss. If you own the team, you're the chairman, you are the boss.
Yeah, but I think he might put his foot in to say no to something rather than say, go in there and be like, no, we need him. And Army's like, no, this is my blah, 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 blah. And convince him. It's easier to convince Stillman not to sign somebody than to convince him to sign somebody and spend all the money.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't think he's going in there.
But at the end of the day, you are the boss. There's only one real boss of the Blues. I know it's an ownership group, but it's Tom Stillman.
Yeah, but that's not his job. It's not his forte to know. That's why you're paying Army to think of the future and what he could do.
How does that work,
and tie it
though?
all
The
together.
dynamic. I know with the Cardinals, it is a group.
Yeah.
DeWitt is up on what's in the minor leagues, dollars and cents. He's one of those owners that's hands-on. So they have a group that makes that decision.
Yeah.
Now, it's his team, so he will have final say. I think it was DeWitt who said, I need more at-bats from Taylor Motter.
Yes.
But with the Blues, I don't know if that's the dynamic of
I don't think it
how
is,
it works.
unless it's to spend more money. I don't think they're going to really put their put their hat in the ring to convince you to sign somebody.
But it's not even a sports thing. It's a business thing.
No, I know.
If it's your business, it's your business. You are going to live and die. It's you. At the end of the day, it's you. So everything underneath you is on you.
I understand
You
that.
hire those people.
I'll be honest, though. I have financial guys, and they're like, yeah, we're doing this and this, and I don't understand any of it. And I go, okay.
Okay. Okay.
But that's on you.
No, I know. You're probably more hands-on. I mean, they're companies. It's not some guy named Nick
Maybe he wanted
that
to-
I found on Craigslist.
Maybe the ownership
They're
group,
like big companies, but I still don't know what they're doing.
maybe the ownership group did want to sign Petro. And they're like, no, let's do it. And Army's like, no, I don't want to get jammed up in 5 years. And he convinced them otherwise. Maybe they did try.
Oh, I get it. I'm just saying at the end of the day, the person who runs the company or the organization, it falls on them. And
Damn
so
it, Stillman.
he may eventually move on from Army because of these type of
Maybe.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just tell you this, all right? I don't know what kind of cheap joker talk we're having this morning, but I know this. It's not Berube's fault. He was scapegoated.
Man. Crazy, dude.
I like that guy.
Well, we all like him, but this is the NHL.
Yeah.
You get about 6 years. Hitch just went into the Hall of Fame. He got 6 years. The team had basically the same record at the end. Hitch won seemed like he won the President's Trophy every single year. I know they didn't have great playoff success. They went up against a bunch of dynasties, these little Kings and Blackhawks teams that were winning it every year. But Hitch was great here, and he only got 6 years.
I think it's a different dynamic this year. While your point is well taken,
Thank you, Jim.
this team is not comparable to some of the other teams,
Not at all.
in my opinion.
That's not the point, though. The point is the shelf life of a coach in the NHL. Even the greats get like 6 years.
That shouldn't be the defining principle. It should be: Are we good enough that if we do create some friction by whacking the head coach is this team good enough to get us to where we need to be?
Squeak in.
And I'm not so sure.
Like to squeak in.
Okay, but here's a question I think that's more just simple. Yes, no. Right now, before this news hit, did you think the Blues were going in the right direction?
No.
I don't think anybody did. No, not even. It's not even the 4 losses. Even a couple weeks ago.
No.
Because this is what we always do, and I understand I do it too. When a team has a 4-game losing streak, you go, oh, now they're on pace to lose 50. When they have a 4-game winning streak, you go, oh, now they're going to make the playoffs. That's not – you can't do that.
I don't do that.
Okay, but people do that 15 games in. Like, I don't think anybody watched this Blues team throughout the first however many games, 25, whatever it is. Nobody thought they were a team that was kind of doing anything special or even growing.
I agree.
Growing into something that was going to be a playoff team that could give you a good series.
I agree. No, nothing stood out. The only and besides Bennington, really.
No, you know what?
Bennington.
No, you know what stood out to me?
Maybe Parayko.
What stood out to me is that the concerns I had as a guy who's not a hockey expert, that this defensive group is going to leave Benner out there hanging too often with that margin for error between winning a bunch of games that you otherwise would lose.
Yeah.
That, to me, power play is important, but I thought the defense had to be better, and it wasn't.
Same people.
Same people.
It's the same team.
You want early poll
Besides
results?
Ryan O'Reilly and Vladdy.
I tried to do a different poll because Brendan already did a poll that I would have done. So I changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
I said, who do you blame the most for the STL Blues struggles? I just gave 3 options in alphabetical order. Doug Armstrong, Craig Berube, or the players. Where do you think? It's only 81 votes. Who do you think the people?
I think the players are going to get hit on that one.
How about this? 5% blame Berube.
Wow.
Now it's 4%. 61% blame Army. 35% blame the players. People are not mad. Now, it's early, but I think this is the general consensus.
It's everywhere I see.
People are pissed at the players. People don't like what Army did the last couple of years, and people think, dude, Chief, this man won us a cup.
Besides Gino Ojic from Bevo Mill.
Besides Gino.
But I like that, though.
Do you know how to do polls on Twitter?
I sure do.
You're dang
Can
right
you
he
do
does.
me a favor and just put up there, whose poll is better, Schaefer's or Charlie? I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, do that.
Please put that up on Hot Take Central because I think that'd be funny, and I don't know how to do it.
Berube is the best handler of players since Whitey Herzog. Whitey, the general manager, realized Gary Templeton wasn't a winner and a team player and shipped his ass out for Ozzy. Doug Armstrong extended his coach killer, Jordan Kyrou, to a massive contract he hadn't earned. Pathetic. Timmy Van Gelden. Guys are pissed today. They are pissed off. I blame Hockey Bob.
Yes. I agree
Where's
with that.
he at?
I agree with that, actually.
Where is he at?
If your number one radio fan is somebody like Hockey Bob, how can you really win consistently?
Oh, how about you do a poll? Who's worse, Mo or Army?
Ooh.
Oh, man.
We got time for
Right
multiple
now?
Who
polls.
are you pissed at more, Army or Mo?
I think Army would win because the news is so fresh of Berube. That's a good poll, though.
We'll do another poll.
Do another poll.
Let me let this one marinate.
Okay, Cole, you could do it. Nick, we can always retweet it.
It is kind of funny. I know I really try not to do this, to always. This reminds me of the Cardinals, but it is kind of funny because a lot of fans really blame Ollie. And if Ollie were to be let go, people would be like, yeah, that's what you should have done.
Yeah, Yachty's the manager. He's a great experience.
Right, but nobody's really on a relative percentage basis. No one's blaming Berube. And I get that.
But the difference with Ollie is he got him into the playoffs, but Berube did something no other coach had ever done, won a Stanley Cup. And you benefit from that. You know, like
they were pretty good.
You have equity.
They were pretty good, to be fair, 2021, where they beat Minnesota without Petro. Mm-hmm. And the victim.
Yeah.
The victim came into town and ran over Benner.
And Benner, I mean, if Benner doesn't get run over, there's a very good chance. I'm not saying they 100% win that series, but they could have absolutely won that series.
They were going, dude.
Yes.
They were good all year. They had 113 points, didn't they? 109. Sorry.
A lot.
They had 109 points that year without Petro.
So if we're looking, we're looking for people to blame. Like we're actually going to bring Mo into this and blame him a little bit. I blame Panger.
Oh my God!
That's a great point.
I blame Panger.
That should have been in the poll too. Panger. Always throw him in there. Who do you blame the most?
I just tweeted, I blame Panger.
How about Panger? Let's do another poll. This would be a good one. No, seriously.
All right.
And then do a poll. Are we doing too many polls?
Here's the poll. We'll keep it kind of similar. Who do you blame the most for the Blues' recent struggles? Panger, Towel Man, or Hockey Bob?
Wow.
I can do 4 options.
That's good.
Is there another option?
No, that's 3. 3 is good.
Okay.
No, that's good.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Is there another option to throw out
I'm
there?
trying to think.
Cam.
Or Kadri. Maybe throw
No,
his in.
that's good.
That's good. That's fine.
3 is good. Those are 3 solid.
Let me get to Sharon because she's been texting even before the show because she's riled up. And she said that she predicted this. Which I don't remember reading any text, girl, about you predicting this. Just so you know.
She did tweet it. Like an hour before it happened, she says, I'm terrified of what news we might wake up to tomorrow.
Wow.
Really?
Oh,
She
really?
did. I saw it.
I take that back.
Can we read it? I want to see this.
Good for you. See, she's on
Sharon,
the ball. They might hire her, actually. If old boy comes in here and doesn't do anything, I don't know. Morning, boys. Told Hubs on the way home I had a feeling this might happen. If you listen to the players' post-game the last few games, and even Chief, you saw it coming. But I'm still shocked they actually did it. Big mistake. Stupid overpaid babies need to go. I'm so pissed. Problems in the locker room, question mark. I guarantee you Braden Shen wants to punch Jordan Kyrou. Shut up, Gino. Maybe you should go home. Try an original take. Ooh, I like this. First franchise cup should get you a slightly larger leash. Can't compare Hitch to the Berube situation. To be fair, Templeton got shit because of his gesture to the fans. Yeah, you know, Hitch had really good teams, man. Really solid, over 110-point teams every single year, but he couldn't figure it out because you went up against 2 monsters. But that's, you know, I understood that firing too. You know, I did. God, they're coming in. Good for
Sharon
you, girl.
says, look at this. This is at 10:21.
My bad.
An hour-ish before the press release. Hit your email. Really afraid what notification might be on my phone tomorrow morning. Just feels like one of those nights. Wow. Hashtag STL Blues.
Dang.
Give that woman a lot of credit.
What's up, girl? Good for you.
I watched it to the end, and I thought to myself,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't either.
that wasn't a terrible loss. They've had much worse losses.
I thought that it just was going to play this year out and then regroup and then see, you know, damn. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you could tell a lot, though, by just watching the guy's attitude after games, too, you know. There's a lot there. Pizza Walt chimes in. What's up, homeboy? Andy Strickland was close to playing in the NHL. Put him behind the bench. He should be able to steer the ship the right direction with a strict tofu veggie diet. Free Andy Strickland. Oh, my God.
How about the Cam and Strick podcast together?
Oh, my God.
As the interim head coach's Cam and Strick podcast.
Hey,
Merch.
I got
think of the
one.
merch opportunities.
What?
Matt Whitener's undefeated as a coach.
He is undefeated as a coach.
Matt Whitener.
That means I got to play, though. And I'm overweight. I should play today.
Now you are.
We're doing a Christmas alumni skate this weekend.
You're not overweight.
I'm 250.
But you're not. You're not
just because
overweight.
I know, just because my head's huge and it balances out better, I'm overweight. That's a fact.
Do you think Charlie's just being nice to you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I do.
The definition,
He's a healthy guy.
but
Like
hold
his
on.
wife's a health nut. No, you know.
But the definition of overweight, technically, is 10% over your supposed body weight.
Yeah.
And obese is 20%.
I should be 220. I'm 250. That's
Stop
overweight.
it. You're in good shape.
So that's
And
that's borderline then. If you're 220, that means overweight would be 242. You think you should, but wouldn't you be ripped at 220? Come on.
Yeah, I want to be ripped.
But you can walk around at 225, 230 looking good.
Yeah, 225, 230. That's still 20
But
pounds.
but 40-year-old dudes don't have ripped abs.
You're in good shape.
40-year-olds? How many you know?
I should have something. You know. Dude, I just don't do much. And it's on me.
What do you want to be, the liver king? That guy from
Oh, my
social
God,
media?
the fraud?
The fraudster?
The fraud? Who'd that be?
The first lady.
Oh, what's up? Well,
called
hello.
it.
Morning, guys.
She called it.
Morning, guys. I'm so pissed.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I totally, I was telling my husband, I'm like, these last 4 games, if you just listen to what the players are saying post-game, I mean, they're all but naming dudes, calling them out, and Berube too. And when that talk starts happening, you know something's going to go down. You just know it.
Yeah. No, there's always a tell. If you go back and listen, there's always something before something like this happens. But it didn't get to
I'm
me.
going to tip my cap here because I had
know.
no clue this was coming.
Oh, come on, Jim. How can you have no clue?
Come on,
Come on.
What
I
are
don't
you thinking, Jim?
I don't have a clue about a lot of things. I don't know if you're new to the show.
That's the case for most of us. But no, it was. I mean, Braden Shin is all but naming players, and I know everyone was, saying he was talking about Verana, but I think he was talking about Mr. 8 million 8 years too. So
yeah,
I mean,
he's probably talking about everybody. Like he's pissed.
and Charlie, all due respect, I mean, you really can't, like I said in my text, you really can't compare Hitch and the Berube situation because Berube won a cup here. Hitch won a cup, but not here. So I think he gets a little bit longer leash. But
Charlie's clueless too.
He is clueless.
But Sharon.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Sharon, no, you can. The point,
Yes,
though,
buddy.
is it's more about the shelf life of an NHL coach. And I'm
I
not
hear
saying
ya.
it's fair. It's not fair in any way, shape, or form. It just kind of felt like the time, 6 years. It's like the 6-year mark. I'm sorry. It
What
just
about
is.
Zombo getting hired?
No, you're right.
Ooh, I
You're-
like Zombo.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Shelf life of a coach, in any professional sport is short when the team's playing like ass.
Yeah,
That's-
but
Whoa.
besides Scandella going backhand shelf on a breakaway, that was cool. There's a lot of
That
cool
was
things that
very
happened last
cool.
night besides the
On a man down.
Right.
He was a
That's good.
rocket.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It just
That's
shows you how
true.
good players are. He doesn't do anything. He's just simple, but he goes down there, bar down, like, what's up?
Right. Well, I mean, we're all dogging them, but they are professional players. They can have flashes of good things every once in a while, but overall, it's just bad.
Do you blame
Yeah.
Panger at all? Because I think that might be the root of it.
Of course, I totally blame Panger. Good Lord.
I know. I get
Panger,
that.
come on.
And the towel man,
The writing was on the wall when he went up on the side of the damn building. Give me a break.
I called it. I did call this at the beginning of the year. After I saw that.
I'll be honest. When I went to that Blues game, I hated that guy. I'm like, who is this? This looks like somebody who designated himself for this job.
Well, I mean, but Cole, that dude's been doing that since before you were born.
Yeah,
so I mean,
he has. Show some
he
respect.
How about some respect?
exactly. Have a little respect there, buddy.
All right.
His face
You're
is
not.
on
You're
the
not.
side.
Tiny bit.
You're
Is
not
your
the guy
face
to
on the
chirp.
side?
You're not the guy to chirp that guy.
Yeah. Is your face on the side of a building? Come
No.
on. Come on.
Right.
He probably painted himself up there, too.
All right, Sharon. Hang in there, girl. It's going to be okay.
There's nothing like a bad notification on your phone to wake you up and slap you in the face faster than any cup of coffee can, and that's
Yeah.
what happened to me this morning.
You predicted
Thanks
it.
for-
Tip of the cap.
Oh, well, thanks for the props. I appreciate that.
All right,
Have
girl.
a good rest of the day.
We will.
You too.
Enjoy.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Panger, man.
Damn it, Panger. Wow. Hockey Bob's probably has people in his car driving somewhere, losing his mind, listening to us, but he can't turn it up all the way so he doesn't annoy the people in the back.
He said, get out.
Get out now!
Get out!
I got to make a call!
I'll reimburse you. This is important. They got rid of Berube. I got to call the show.
They need me.
In 9... Who retweeted? Oh, Kyle retweeted this. Hello.
Who did? Kyle.
Kyle with the big hands.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of skews the audience a little bit because Kyle's a big baseball guy. In 9 minutes, we have 81 votes. Who are you more frustrated with right here, right now? 52% John Mozeliak.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
It is. Man, oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, blames Army, Hockey Bob, COVID, and Putin.
Putin is a good one.
Is a good one, dude. He's holding us down.
If they would have signed Putin, he would have been getting, 4 or 5 goals a game.
Yeah, we've been skating away from him, parting the Red Sea.
I'm stealing this from Twitter, but Travis Ford is now the highest paid coach in STL, $2.5 million a year.
What about soccer? What's he making?
Good call.
Not that.
What's
No
his
way.
name? What
No
about
way.
Charlie? Don't say it.
I actually do know his name.
I know.
No, I know you
What's
do.
Coach Beck making?
Not that.
Not that. Damn, he's the highest paid coach, eh? At least Jordan Kyrou and Robert Thomas can play their video games without feeling guilty about it now. Oh, God.
Yes, that's what
But
we need.
Daddy Padre is to blame.
See, I just put the tweet out.
Son of a
We found our fourth.
Can I edit it? Hold on. I can undo.
They put Daddy Padre, too,
Boom.
because,
I just saved it.
because he's playing video games with these cats till like the wee hours in the morning.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
And they have no legs the next day. Playing Fortnite with Daddy Padre. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's all coming together.
Here we go. Poll number 2. Who do you blame most for the STL Blues struggles and Craig Berube's firing? Fire options. Hockey Bob, Panger, Towel Man, Daddy Padre. That fair?
No, you don't have to put Padre in there. 3
It's
is
kind of
fine.
funny. Padre will love it.
Yeah.
Anytime we mention him, he gets
course.
excited.
And you-
So.
You know, he'll be
You'll
like,
retweet
Cat,
it.
why are you trying to leave me off the pole?
Yeah,
He'll get mad at me.
yeah. Why don't I have a poll? You know? Let's see here. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Get him in. Audi Exchange text line in Kirkwood, Missouri, 855-282-8255.
Here's what, can I ask real quick, Cole? Are you happy with our breakdown of this? Because I know you've been outwardly critical of sometimes us not taking the
Good
sporting
question.
world
By storm.
good and, more respectfully.
That one time I did that.
No, you tweeted something last night that we're going to talk about, like, bathing or something, right?
Yeah,
Well, that
we
was a
covered
reference
it.
to that.
We covered that.
Okay.
That was a reference.
Are we doing
to-
okay with the breakdown? We started right off the bat.
Yeah, we went right into it. The text line exploded.
Oh, God.
Right at 7 a.m. Some even before 7 a.m.
This can be the whole show. Especially when
Yeah.
Tuna comes in. I want Tuna's take.
Oh, yeah.
Tuna wants to talk about what are some celebrities and entertainers that you hate. As soon as they come on the screen, you just turn the TV. Rob Reiner, possibly for Cam.
No, because when
A little nerdy.
No,
First
when,
of all-
when he breaks down his movies like Princess Bride, I want to hear what the hell he's got to say about it.
When does Rob Reiner ever pop up on your TV?
Never.
He's made great films.
Yeah.
I mean, some of my favorites of all time.
Harry and Meghan.
So the categories, it's just really, acting, comedians, could be. He said politicians are in play. Just when they come on your TV screen, I got to get them off.
There's a couple. They'll pop in my head. I'll tell you that right now.
That was
actually I got a lot.
Yeah, but it's gonna. The things that aggravate me might be more political. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a performer who I disagree with what they say, I don't really care.
Or someone who you think is just like boring or overrated.
Oh, okay.
myself.
you don't get it.
Myself.
Taylor Swift. When I see Taylor Swift at that football game, it enrages me.
I
It enrages me.
don't mind her anymore. You know.
Although
Well, to be honest,
Travis needs to put some points up.
the Chiefs
Yeah,
have been
I
Chiefs
know.
have not been good, and
They've not been good.
since her whirlwind romance,
Yep.
And they have no receivers
No, they
whatsoever.
they have no receivers.
None.
Rice is okay, but you can't build a receiving core around him.
don't. Hey, Sharon, hang up the damn phone. Get back in the kitchen. Take your sorrows out into a nice breakfast omelet for Berube.
Wow. Who said that?
Cole. Wombat.
Wombat.
By the way,
That's mean and it's
Wow.
sexist.
I shouldn't have read
I
that.
should put this out there that because a lot, I think, Blues fans are hurting this morning. A lot of them like Berube. The best way to kind of deal with this kind of thing is to give. So if you're out and you want to get some Egg McMuffins,
Yes.
for us, it might. I don't
for
care
Chief.
about it.
For Chief.
For Chief. We'll eat him for
We'll
Chief.
eat them for Chief,
Yeah.
and also it'll help you heal. It'll be cathartic to buy breakfast and bring it to us.
What
right?
Chief would want right now, I think, if you asked him, what Chief would want is for all of us to have a sausage biscuit with cheese, hash browns, and a coffee
Chick-fil-A.
or orange juice.
A McGriddle and
Oh, man.
an
hungry.
iced caramel coffee.
Egg McMuffin, hash browns.
God, that orange juice is dang good, too, from
So
McDonald's.
sweet.
It's so good.
By the way,
I'm going to Obie Clark's.
By the
tonight.
way, we're going to go off topic real quick here, just when we can.
I approve. I approve. We're good. We're good.
So
30 seconds.
I got Tyler a sandwich at Breadco the other day at the drive-thru, and I got a lemonade because he likes lemonade.
Oh,
And he said, "I can't believe people are dying from this stuff." I go, "That's not the lemonade. No, that's the lemonade. I didn't know that.
Supercharged.
oh, you got
They
him a
don't-
supercharged. He
If
ain't
you order
sleeping
a
that night.
I didn't know I got him a supercharged.
Probably cost you $15.
I just got him a lemonade. He said, and maybe he's wrong. He's a kid, but he said, no, the supercharged lemonade is their lemonade. So when you order it, now I don't want to say I know this 100%. I'm just listening to my kid. I said, there's no way if that's like got all the caffeine in it, they sell that as their lemonade. He said, Dad, that's their lemonade. They don't have like the
Do you drink it?
He drank it before he told me. He's still alive.
Is he working out afterwards? Did he go for a jog or something? Yeah, that's weird then. Probably cost you out the ass, too.
Yeah, just so you know, at Breadco, for a sandwich and a drink, it's $17.
I know.
That's crazy.
They got good soup. They got bread bowl soups. They got the panini.
No, it's good. They also
pretty
got
good.
They
Chicken
got
wild rice soup is
pretty damn good.
also a
fire as the
crazy good tuna fish sandwich if you like tuna.
Really?
Fish. Really?
Oh yeah. Tuna
Really
fish.
good.
It's good there, but their drive-through can kiss my ass.
Well, that's because you have too much car.
Kiss
I
my
navigate
ass.
in my Jeep
No,
perfectly.
way too narrow.
Help me.
The one right here, way too narrow. Way too narrow.
I go there twice,
Piss
3
me off.
times a week. I never had a problem.
No, it's way too narrow.
Except I will say this: the last, not this time, but the time before, the lady handed me back my card and dropped it,
Oh.
and it hit, I guess, the front part of the counter there by the window. I don't know, and went under my car. So I got out, and it's kind of tight anyway. And you look, and it's in the middle of your car. You can't reach the card. You got people behind you, so you can't back up. And then you think if you drive forward, you haven't gotten your food yet. Then you won't be able to get.
What did you do?
Right? This is like a little life problem.
It's just unbelievable. I can't wait. What did you do?
So I went to the guy behind me, and I said, "Excuse me, sir." I had my hands up, so he didn't.
Hands up, don't shoot.
I'm not. Don't say that because that was
Debunked?
That was debunked. And I want him to know I'm not a threat. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, my card fell under the car. I'm just going to pull up a little, but I haven't got my food yet, so I'm going to back right up."
You know what the guy said?
Couldn't have been nicer.
You know
Go
the guy-
after yourself.
No, you know what the guy said? Stop being a Cardinals apologist.
Jim is giving his kid the death lemonade. That's far worse than Charlie leaving his dog in the car.
I have to verify. I just remembered that. Now I got to verify. If you order the lemonade at Breadco, is it the killer lemonade?
It's called Charged.
But he said if you order lemonade, that's what you get.
Still?
Maybe the text line can help out.
Let's go over there.
So two assignments. One, breakfast, Egg McMuffin,
Yeah.
hash browns. Also, drive through
McGriddle.
Breadco, and then check on the lemonade thing. So
and give me one of those, too.
Actually, I never do this. This sounds like a good YouTube video. You film yourself going to Panera, going, "Can I get that lemonade that's killing everyone?" I mean, it's not funny.
No, but
I
want one.
But you know what though? People
I'd do
for
it.
their YouTube videos do too much of that.
Yeah.
Like they'll throw stuff at the person at the drive-through, or come up with some dumb scenario to
Splash
make
them
it
with
awkward.
water and drive away.
Yeah, I don't. They make up scenarios in the grocery store, where
They
they're
wipe their testicles on a
pretending-
piece of fruit.
Yeah, stuff like.
No, I'm not doing that.
I think Charlie and YouTube are destroying America.
Yeah.
By the way,
Not mine.
check out my YouTube channel. We're interviewing Miles Michaelis today, but we also have interviews up there with Daniel Descalso and Lance Lynn, Jim the Cat Hayes on YouTube. But otherwise, aside from that, Charlie and YouTube
ruining
are destroying
everything.
America.
Hockey Bob said they were going to be good because they changed their system.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did change their system now.
Where's he at? Why isn't he calling in?
Because he's
Because he's
driving
suspended.
people. He's driving people right now.
He's
And
suspended.
he's losing his mind.
He is suspended.
We gave him a 2-day suspension. This is day 2.
But I think when the coach gets fired, I think Hockey Bob needs to be unsuspended. Is that okay?
Rockwood rectal rooter.
Let's vote. It's a democracy. I vote to unsuspend him for
That's
1
fine.
day.
Me too.
That's fine.
For 1 day.
I got outnumbered.
What is going on here? All right. You guys want to go to break, regroup?
I got one more.
What do we got?
Hockey Bob got Chief fired. Please go grab a live power wire.
Oh,
We're bringing back the poems.
I like it.
Rockwood rectal rooter. This is day 2. Well, not day 2 of his suspension because it just got overruled. Because we can't stick to anything here.
Gosh almighty. All right. Let's go to break. I'll read them all. The Audi Exchange text line in Kirkwood, Missouri, 855-282-8255. Let me tell you a little bit about the Illinois Recovery Center. Brand new, premier inpatient substance abuse facility right there in Swansea, Illinois. When it comes to disease of addiction, getting help should not be as difficult as it currently is. I've been out there plenty of times, man. They did their whole gym up and everything. I gave a little speech to, not a speech. I just went out there and shot the breeze with some of the patients, man. Kind of just talk to them. Sometimes you just got to talk to somebody about some stuff that you're going through. And I understood exactly what they were going through, so it was easy for me to do. And anytime, Chrissy, you want me to go back out there and do that, we've talked before, I will. I 100% will, man. The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand when somebody's seeking help. They are ready for you. You can talk to them. They'll talk about your insurance, how you can afford it, things like that. They will not have an empty room. You got to get in there and get this going now. It's the Illinois Recovery Center. It delivers a comprehensive system of care that welcomes both the individual struggling and a family alike. My gosh, your family goes through hell and you don't even know it. If you or someone you know wants to learn more about the Illinois Recovery Center, email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com or their website at illinoisrecoverycenter.com. Guys, do it and do it now. Chrissy and Eric Conley, they're going to help you. They're waiting for you right now. Illinois Recovery Center. Charlie, what up?
Mark's Appliance, marksappliance.com out there in beautiful Edwardsville, Illinois. Very easy to shop online, marksappliance.com. I've done it 4 times. They deliver all across the St. Louis area. Drew Bradley and family, Mark's Appliance, been with us since day one here on Hot Take Central. The Post Sports Bar and Grill, the official cheesesteak of Hot Take Central. Stay posted, my friends. They bring you Matt Holiday Mondays. Oh! Good morning, everybody.
That was a good one.
Wow, man.
Jeez, oh, Pete's. Sometimes you can talk through it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Okay. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. We'll edit that out. The Post Sports Bar and Grill, the official cheesesteak of Hot Take Central. Stay posted, my friends. They bring you Matt Holiday Mondays. They bring you Trivia Tuesdays. Who won yesterday? Oh, right. That's it. It was me. Okay. The Post.
You needed one.
I did. Stay posted, my friends. They're the best. We were out there, Creve Coeur, a couple weeks back. It was fantastic. And while I have you, the St. Louis Cardinals, baby, they are clicking on all cylinders right now. They got Lynn. They got Gibson. They got Gray. They traded Tyler O'Neill. You fans are happy. It's time to get the stocking stuffers, all-inclusive, single-game tickets for 2024 on sale now, starting at just $55. All-inclusive tickets feature complimentary food and drinks, plus a great view of the game. For more details, visit cardinals.com/all-inclusive.
So it's not often that I tell you something that's accurate or helpful. How many times that happened in the history of the show? Once, twice?
Maybe twice?
Yeah, about
Okay, let's make it number 3 because I'm going to tell you about Letty Lou's, one of my favorite places to go. Why do I like it? Old-time, old-fashioned service where they make you feel welcome. The food, comfort food, made from scratch. I had the meatloaf when I went there, a giant plate.
Mom, the meatloaf!
It's
damn good.
I'm sorry, I had the pot roast.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Because
the pot roast!
Hold on.
wish you
hold
weren't a
on.
liar.
Hold
I was
on.
gonna say.
Hold on. The meatloaf has been tantalizing me.
Yeah.
I just asked Aaron, can we go back because I got to get the meatloaf sandwich. But I had the Nana's pot roast, giant plate. Honestly, looks like your Nana made it. It was one of the best things I've ever had. I got to go back. It's comfort food. That's what they specialize in. You had chicken fried steak.
With that white gravy, baby.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
But they have all kinds of food like that. I got onion rings, which aren't the big fat breaded kind. They're the thin kind. Most delicious onion rings you will ever have in your life. They have pickle fries. People like fried pickles. These are pickle fries. Thin, delicious. My wife went crazy about it. Now, it's a drive for us, but we're going back soon because we love Letty Lou's. They got breakfast all day long. They got great entrees. They got specialty appetizers that you got to try. Go get the meatloaf.
Right
Haven't
there.
done it yet. Go get the pot roast. Had it. Awesome. It's Letty Lou's in Wildwood. Check them out online. You got to see the menu for yourself. LettyLou'sCafe.com.
Right there, 100 and 109, baby, out in God's country. Best place in St. Louis to raise a family. That's where you go to get Letty Lou's, baby. Okay, last text real quick was we would have went back-to-back if the wet labs in China would have stayed locked up and didn't cause COVID.
I'm going to read you the less important poll first, okay? Here we go. 345 votes. I wrote, who do you blame the most for the STL Blues struggles? It's getting better for Craig Berube. Now only 2% of people blame Craig Berube. They blame Doug Armstrong the most at 59%. They blame the players at 39%. Only 2% of people blame Craig Berube the most for the Blues struggles. Now the important poll. Poll number 2. Who do you blame most for the STL Blues struggles and Craig Berube's firing? Right now, 29% say Daddy Padre. 24%. This is the most equal poll ever. 24% say Hockey Bob. 24% say Panger. Oh my God! Now it's okay. Hockey Bob's now 25%. This is almost 25% each. Daddy Padre 27%, Hockey Bob 25%, Panger and Towelman 24%. You cannot be more equal than that.
Wow, that was a good poll.
Now, there is another poll because I figured it out and I posted it. on my account. Are there too many polls about the Berube firing? 124 votes, 54% say yes.
What about yours with the Ollie? Did we get through that already?
Mozeliak actually has a bigger lead than he previously had. We also found out that Charlie had the better poll than Brendan Schaefer.
Yes.
Wow.
Schaefer's probably sleeping right now.
Yeah, he probably is.
Lazy,
Yeah.
good for nothing.
He's got a 1-year-old.
Does he?
Probably
Yes, he
awake.
does.
Does he?
Sleepless nights.
Man.
That guy's a hard-working dude.
He's a good guy.
I like B.
I will say, you know how I chirp ESPN here and there? Not here, but like on the broadcast at times. I was like, dude, last night they were fantastic. Who's the main guy? He was with Kevin Weeks, who was great too. They were good, and even with Mark Messier had energy. PK Subban was kind of entertaining. I didn't mind it.
Did you watch, Cole? You
Watch
can say
what?
no. Hockey.
Oh.
Blues.
How about this?
It was on when I was on Tuna's show, and then I went back to the gym. I had a 2-a-day yesterday.
Hey, I hate to interrupt, but this is interesting.
Yeah.
Let me make sure it's really him. Okay. Your podcast co-host, I call him the star of the podcast.
Yeah.
Andy Strickland, at 7:11 a.m., he just put out a tweet with one letter. What do you think it is?
F.
Think about it. He put out a tweet with one letter. One capital letter.
Oh, let's see.
Think about it.
L.
No. It'll be easy once you figure it out.
Oh, W.
No. One letter,
Is
Which
it a vowel?
which stands for a person.
B.
C.
I don't think it's QAnon.
Q. Oh, Quinville. Wow.
He just put out Q, the bat signal.
Whoa, Andy. Dang.
That's all he put. Just Q.
Interesting. Do people understand what he's talking about?
Hockey people do.
Yeah.
Well, I
he-
mean, I'm a hockey guy.
Because
so.
Strick was listening to this show, and
That was
we,
good. I should've
we
got
brought
that.
it up. We brought it up. already.
Yeah.
Let's
we
do
already
the-
did bring it up.
Let's do the whole show.
Yeah, don't
just-
act like it's interesting.
We brought it up at
tweets.
the mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way before anybody got
That's
up.
very
Jimmy and
different
I
from our
brought it
whole
up,
show's reading text.
You know?
Give
Damn.
myself out
No, I liked it. I liked
I
it.
didn't hear what you
Thank
said.
you.
You also had a little phlegm there, Cole, in you.
Chief will be
did?
fine.
more. I didn't feel any.
Chief will be fine.
Cat poisons his kid. Charlie leaves dogs in hot cars. Cole drinks iced caramel lattes. Cam is the only one that can be trusted. Interesting. The all-knowing expert. Do you drink those lattes? They're like $15.
Not from Starbucks, from like McDonald's.
Yeah. McDonald's.
Absolutely. And McGriddles.
McDowell's.
To whom it may concern.
Man. I know.
Just an egg McMuffin.
Man.
Maybe a hash
Where's
brown.
Charlie's OPS Plus?
Well, yeah.
At this point,
no,
he's
I don't
bought
want to
his-
bug him.
he's bought his breakfast
yeah,
like 10
dude.
times.
Yeah, I
He's
think he's
done
getting
more than
surgery
his-
and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to
Done
take
more
it
than
back.
his-
So somebody else tells us we got to rotate.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sue in Glendale, it's been a while. Sue in Glendale lives very close by.
I know, but we're naming a bunch of
Come
people who have
on.
already hooked us up.
hooked it up.
How about this?
she
Just
brought
do a
cookies,
poll.
right?
Who should bring us in breakfast?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hey, Daddy Padre, you won that group chat? Here's a way.
Play the edited Game 7 speech. Come on, 712.
Find me the edited game.
It's not
7
on
speech.
YouTube?
Nope, not that I saw.
Really?
If somebody else finds it, I'll play it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Claus chimes in. Well, we at this point, who's worse, Armstrong or Mozeliak? I seriously don't have an answer. Fire Armstrong. Jeez Louise. Losing it.
So Army's contract, from what I read, if he signed a 5-year extension, that article was written in 21.
Did Army put Chief out of his misery? Army knows that this is a shite show roster, so he put him out of his misery. Ryan 618.
No one wants to be fired.
Nobody wants to get, there's other guys out there too. Maybe it might take a little time for him to get a job. I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know.
Oh, a little time, but he'll get one shortly. I mean,
COVID was made in a U.S.-funded lab. That is true. Finally admitted that a while ago. Bone, yeah, I know. We were joking. We know.
In the U.S. or a U.S.-funded
A
lab?
U.S.-funded lab in Wuhan.
that's a crazy conspiracy.
How dare you say
You're
that?
not even allowed to say that it came
You're
from
off
China.
Twitter.
You can't even say that it came from China.
Listen, it's China's fault. That's it. It started this downhill spiral. China did. China.
For Craig Berube. Yes.
This whole thing, this whole downward spiral, China got us.
By the way, Army under contract through 25-26. So 2.5 more years.
When they play tomorrow night, too, at home. I'll be watching that game.
And
see what's a little bit different.
by the
see
way,
if they do anything different.
They're not eating that contract.
No.
You don't do that in the NHL. Do you? 2.5 years?
No, especially when you have a team who may not make the playoffs again, and the margins are tight for the Blues in terms of profitability, with the Bally's thing in play.
Oh, we got Big Joe on? Oh, Big Joe, what's up, baby? What's on your mind?
Well, I'm not surprised. The old adage in sports is you can't fire the players, you fire the coach. Team's a disaster. It's, I look at this roster, and this is, Doug Armstrong has built the Stanley Cup, but it's what have you done for me lately? And this team has been constructed very poorly. We have bad contracts. I watched again last night, Cam. There's Justin Falk out there. Several opportunities to shoot the puck at the net, and he doesn't do it, which is why he has no goals. He has 0 goals. Jordan Kyrou, did he even play last night, Cam? Do you know, was he out there? I know he was out there, tongue in cheek. Again, 5 goals for a guy you're paying $8 million to. Nick Leddy. What does Nick Leddy do, Cam? Can you explain that to me? What exactly does he do? Other than he looks like a figure skater out there, okay? Seriously, it's just. We can blame Berube, okay? He's just the easy scapegoat. Fire the coach. For some reason, hockey coaches don't last long. I don't get it. But Berube's a hell of a coach. And I'm very, very disappointed in the players, and I'm very, very disappointed in Doug Armstrong. I really am. Because he's on the clock for me right now, okay? He's on the clock. You got bad contracts. You got an old, slow hockey team. And that's what you put together, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, big dog. It's hard to.
He's on the clock, but the clock ain't ticking that fast for him.
Not for another 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's a 2.5 year clock. Damn, dude.
It's a calendar. It's not really a clock.
Yeah, it's a calendar. Exactly. But Berube might double dip. His contract up next year, Berube's was.
Let me look.
So he might double dip. It's nice when you're a coach, you get fired, you still got that money, and then all of a sudden you get hired again.
All things considered, it's better to be fired if you're a college football coach at a big-time program. Then it's okay.
Through 24-25. If you're Berube, again, nobody wants to be fired. But if you are right before Christmas, okay, holidays, nice little vacation to
Regroup.
Dominicano, come back, get a nice little tan.
Go golf a little bit. Answer all your phone calls telling you that you were awesome and
get another job.
You're home for a bit. Kick your feet up a little bit. Watch hockey. Watch other teams more. See what's going on with the teams that might fire their coach. Sit back, collect that paycheck. Know that you're going to get another job. Yeah, okay.
You know him better than I do.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to be the type that's going to kick back. He's not happy about this.
No, but I think
nobody goes on vacation.
I think he's going to have a couple beer and golf like a sound bitch.
But I'm not saying he's not going to go somewhere. I'm saying he's not happy about this.
No,
of course he's not
like
happy.
he's looking at the bright side. He's ticked off.
I would say yeah, but I'd say you look at the bright side. I'd say hell yeah, he is. He's like, okay, it's over. I said my piece to Army. I'm going to chill. I know I'm getting another job. I'm going to collect this paycheck. I'm going to regroup. I'm going to find out what maybe went wrong with me. If there's some things I need to adjust, I'll have some time to do that.
I'm not a betting man, but if I had to wager, I would say the first thing he did was text Panger and say, you did this.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, damn right. Or he's going to be like, Panger, when you have any time off, let's go golf. Yeah, he's going to be out. Sue chimes in and goes, that was the towel man's fault. See, girl, I knew it. I knew it when I brought it up a year and a half ago when I saw that bad boy on the side of the building.
Think the towel man will look himself in the mirror and say, how do I get better?
Hopefully. So you didn't like the towel man, eh? You didn't like when you got the boys riled up when you score a goal, Cole?
No, that's self-important SOB.
But you like the terrible towel. That's great. The terrible towel is great.
Myron Cope.
How would you rank these 4 things?
All right.
Towel man.
Last.
Power play dance.
No, that's last.
Burger phone.
Hold on, one more. I have one.
And I'm going to say...
Country roads.
Okay, 5.
This is Missouri. We live in
know.
Missouri. By the way,
Not West Virginia.
let me just tell you something. You started this show off, this segment off, with one of the greatest songs of all time that brings positive memories.
ya.
When you play Gloria, everybody gets happy. They remember the greatest summer in recent history for St. Louis sports. And you got rid of that song.
I know.
And you kept the West Virginia song in Missouri.
You know how?
That's why Berube's
You know
gone.
what happened with that song? Why people didn't want it? Because they saw Losey at the Jacks prancing around with an umbrella
No,
with a bunch of dudes.
He looked beautiful. I questioned myself when I saw that. When I saw that video,
Bally's, and I was at home and I watched that.
I felt a tingle.
I started crying, laughing. You put that on Bally's and showed Losey prancing around like.
You know why?
I'm not even
Because he
gonna
was
say,
feeling it. When Gloria comes on, dude, I remember during
This
that
is
playoff
like a year
run.
after.
Okay, but when they did the thing, the one radio station.
So glad you went there.
Remember they played it for the whole day?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like
I know.
you would be driving down Highway 40 or driving down the street, blaring it, and everybody else also was blaring it.
Magic moment. It was a magic
2
moment.
months of magic.
Can I toot my own horn here? Would you mind? Yeah. There was a rain delay in the Cardinals game, and we had a shooter. And I said to the shooter, "Do you have a car? We're going to go to the Jacks and do a story because it's right there for the taking." And so during a rain delay, I went, got this thing, planned it out so it was an easy edit, went back to the game, and just as it restarted, didn't miss a beat.
That's work
earning my
ethic.
paycheck.
Dude, and you got gold. You got gold, man. Kate and I was crying. And then I paused it and I filmed it and I posted it over my Instagram.
What do you have, an umbrella?
An
right?
umbrella, prancing. 6'5", 300 pounds. Who do we got on D?
We got
Is he
D
mad?
on.
D, are
Well-
you still mad at me?
I ain't mad at you for what? I ain't never been mad at you.
Oh, all right. Maybe I'm.
It was one day.
I thought it was. It's all good. No, I probably deserved it. What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, man, first and foremost, I want to say death to the Lakers. But what's going on with everybody else? How y'all doing?
Oh,
We're sad. We're sad because we like Berube,
yeah.
and we don't think it's his fault.
That's what I've really called to vent about. I've been with Armstrong, and I've enjoyed all of the moves and stuff that he's done, especially when he brought Berube in and the way Berube turned the team around and we won that Stanley Cup. Now, you can't blame Coach for the non-participation of the kids that's not trying to. They're not trying to be winners. It's one thing to bring kids to the team that want to be winners. Most of these kids seem like they don't want to be winners. And they're giving a lot of these people second chances. You see what I'm saying? So by that being said, I know you can't fire all of the players. Everybody understands that. So why don't he fire himself? Because he's the one that brought these freaking piece of kids that don't want to listen. And you can't say that what Berube's giving them or telling them to do is not effective. Because when they play the way he asked them to play, what happens? We win. Right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
No. They are so inconsistent, and maybe there is something to that. They're blocking out Berube. Like I don't know. I'm not in practice every day. I'm not in the locker room afterwards. Like so, I don't know the internal, but the guys they're not performing, and there could be a little bit of blame for Berube not being able to get their engine started a bit. But on the other hand, I do blame the players too, and in Army as well. I mean, there's a lot of bad contracts on that team, and it started with COVID and Petro.
Well, you know what? I'm not blaming COVID. I'm not blaming.
I know we're joking. We're joking about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm the only. I'm not even gonna blame Armstrong anymore. I want to blame him, but he's being I guess a nice guy by trying to give these guys a second chance. So you can't blame him for trying to give them a chance, if you see what I'm saying. But the players are solely responsible for what happens on the ice. That's them. That has nothing to do with anybody else. You see what I'm saying? You know this, Cam, because you played.
No, you got the onus is on the players, man, and the little things where they're not clearing the front of the net, and they're beating themselves too, which is a problem. So yeah, like and we know what Jordan Kyrou can do when he's scoring goals, man. He almost had 40. Like he needs to be the 40 goal guy. Oh, who's on there now? We're looking at no, that's Robert Thomas. Never mind. But yeah, D man, I get you, dude. It's a weird day. I didn't expect it. Of course, some people did. Predict this, a.k.a. Sharon, which we're going to give her another shout out. But yeah, no, big topic, man. We'll see what happens, see what this Drew Bannister cat can do. Maybe they're going to bring in Joe Quenneville. Who the hell knows? That could be a shot in the dark, but we'll see.
Real quick, the one thing I don't want is for Blues fans to turn their back to Armstrong because Berube, I believe, now maybe I'm seeing this wrong, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I believe Berube was probably the most liked coach that we've had to this point, especially behind that Stanley Cup.
Yeah, well, the fans like him, but again, internally, you don't know if the guys were listening to him anymore. Like, you just don't know, and that's a problem.
Yeah. But you see it. We don't have to guess. We see it. The one who, but I'm gonna tell you who's going to hurt the most from this is Bennington. Bennington is the one that's going to hurt the most from this because we already saw that the defense wasn't playing worth shit in front of him already. What? So now, with Berube being gone, I don't know about this other guy who they're going to be bringing in to try and play coach. But now Bennington doesn't get the defensive angst that he needs. He's going to get kicked out next. And they was trying to get rid of him last year for this guy, Hofer or whoever he is, who can't seem to win 2 games in a row himself. So it's like, I'm pissed off because I prefer for coach to still be here. I know it doesn't make a difference with what I say. Nobody gives a damn. But the Blues aren't going to win much, and they're going to be the doormat for the NHL for a good little while, unless this guy, whoever the hell he is, comes in and he's got a better game plan than what Berube had, because the team was almost back at the same status. We had big guys, we had some fast guys, and we had a good goal scorer. And the person that made us Stanley Cup champions was still in the net. So you got rid of all of the defense that was in front of him. You got rid of all of them.
And sometimes that happens, man, when you win the cup, though. Like, things change and whatnot. But yeah, dude, this Bannister guy might come in here and put a fire on their ass and maybe get the young kids. He might. Thanks, D. Appreciate it, man.